This is the Contura 51L, and there's at least a hint of luxury here. This stove is 5 kilowatts but can actually run as high as 7. It's wood focused, but it has this beautifully made cast iron grate that opens and closes, and cast iron ash pan. It's got a little clip that holds the door ajar. The whole thing is cast iron. It's got this fantastic convection system. Not only does it stay warm for ages, but it disperses the heat beautifully. Obviously, if you want to find out a little bit more, then check out our first look at this stove. Okay, let's light this rather quirky stove. I have to admit I've taken to putting a log there because then it holds the door open. The self-closing function you can remove, but this works as well. It's got this really good little grate which you could open for lighting. I found actually I don't need to open it, so I just sort of leave it as it is. Some kindling on the top, that sounds good. A fire lighter or two. So, we've got a bit of a pile of logs there. We always overfill a little bit during lighting so that you can get the thing properly up to temperature and not have to return to reload it until everything's done. Yeah, strike a match. A tortoise match, obviously. This has that really nice latching system, so it just clicks onto the latch, and obviously that little lever forces the door open, so you get the perfect inlet of air. Thanks to the grate and that little door latch, it makes everything really easy with lighting. I think this is an 8 out of 10. This stove runs at 81% efficiency. Obviously you can have it DEFRA approved and it's eco-design as standard. And actually, as you can see, it runs beautifully clean. You can run it overnight. That does take some practice, but you can do that cleanly. When you lean on it a little bit more and you start, trying to put it under pressure, you can eventually trip it up and blacken the glass, shut it right down, or burn wet fuel on it. You'll trip it up. But if you then blast it hot, it cleans itself really effectively. As you can see here, this is after a couple of weeks of playing around, misbehaving, and then blasting it hot and trying to get it to clean itself. Actually does a really good job. I think overall for cleanness, this has got to be an 8 out of 10. Well, this stove is Swedish by design and build, and it's completely cast iron, and the castings on it are really lovely. There's very little in terms of inclusions or imperfections. It's really nicely done. So that's really good thing. It comes with a pair of gloves. This handle does get hot, which is a shame, but the refinement of these castings, the clunk of everything, the fit and finish is really, really lovely. It's clearly, obviously put together and made beautifully well. We then get to the control, and the first thing I will say is everything is so beautifully put together, but that feels a little more basic, a little more bendy. It's not the end of the world, but it's just something I've noticed. The other thing I've noticed is you really have to learn this stove. The control is intriguing because this has obviously got quite a lot of air. There's a bit too much air going on. It's burning quite fiercely. You sort of close it to halfway and there's not much change at all. And then close it to 3/4 shut and you start to notice things. And then if you shut it down, it almost sort of shuts off. So it's got fantastic control, but the trouble I have with it is trying to find that bite point between it burning too fast and basically over the course of the next 5 minutes, all flame will disappear entirely and it will almost just give up. So you have to learn your chimney and this stove. Once you've done that, to be fair, control and build, this stove feels like an 8 out of 10. It's really nicely put together and the control is effective, but you do have to learn. Do you see what I mean? There's not a huge amount of flame, and if I feather it back in, I can go sort of too much, but trying to find that bite point, it does, to be fair to it, have 3 little dots showing you how, you know, almost like a volume control. So once you've found the right position for your stove and your chimney, you can at least know where to put it again. Okay, let's look at the economy of this stove. We obviously test fuel economy by getting the stove up to operating temperature and then burning a single net of kiln-dried logs to see how long we can elongate it. Obviously, more controllable stoves have an advantage because you can shut them right down to the base of operating temperature and eke them out as long as possible. This one, we got as long as 12 hours out of this stove, which is obviously a really good score. And because of this cast iron body and the convection system, the way it transfers its heat, you know, even after those 12 hours, it's still giving out barrel loads of heat for a long time. So it's really doing a great job there. But this stove is a premium product. It is very nicely put together, but all of those bits are going to cost money. And unlike some stoves where you can, you know, buy a bit of fire brick and cut it out and fit it, can't really do that with this stove. The back brick and the top brick, they're all curved and shaped. And so basically you're going to have to buy expensive parts to keep this thing running. So there are some ongoing costs. It is a costly thing generally. I think overall for economy, this is probably a 6 or a 7, which in my head feels a little bit harsh. But think of this like a premium car, and to have your warranty and have those things, you've got to be servicing it right. There are some ongoing costs. It's a lovely thing, but yeah, I suppose made with a slightly different mind than, you know, Mr. Frugal just trying to save the pennies and pounds. Well, there's no stake or handle, and as I mentioned in the first impressions, the design is a little bit Marmite. To be honest with you, I think it's completely bonkers, but loads of people have disagreed with me and said, oh, I really like that, it feels really sturdy, that I love, obviously the refinement is lovely. And some people really like the sort of quirky nature, the curve here, the straight line there, the legs being slightly back. You know, it splits opinion, a little bit like Marmite. And I mean, let's be honest, Marmite things are a little bit like Marmite. Lots of us love it. And if you don't, who cares? And on the flip side, this thing is all cast iron. The fit and feel is so premium. That grate and that ash pan is unnecessarily lovely. And the convection system is really, really effective. Yes, you have to learn how to use the control, but hard work gives rewards, and it makes us feel like we know something, like we're clever. And if you ask me, the look is completely all over the place, and yet, what a boring world we would live in without Marmite. We don't have enough B12 as it is anyway.
You enjoyed it because you know I wanted it.